Well, hey, welcome to DeCENTRAFIVE. My name is Jason Dukes. This is the show where we take 5 minutes-ish, 10 questions, and 0 edits to try to learn more about the who behind all of the incredible things that are happening in the Web3 space across the various ecosystems. Our special guest today is Nick, who's founder of Anikind and the builder of the Nuance app on that. Nick, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's jump right in. First question, 5 words to describe a normal day in the life of Nick.
Dad duty, day job, nuance.
There you go. Dad duty, day job, nuance. I love it. Number 2, what should we all know about culture and life there in the Netherlands?
Okay, yeah, so from the Netherlands, where I've been for the last nearly 10 years, I would say here, I mean, the people are direct but friendly, so you have to have a bit of a thick skin. People are creative but pragmatic, so there's a lot of creativity here, but they're also very, no fluff. They like to just get things done, which is great. The weather is terrible, I have to say, but a few months of the year, it's amazing. We're just going into those months now. It's like very long days, blue skies, it's great temperature, everything. I would say it's a really great place to live. Like we mentioned earlier, I like Northwestern Europe very much, but right here it's central. I can jump on a train and be in Paris in a couple of hours, London in a couple of hours by train. So it's very central to Europe, and it's a great place to live.
I love it. What did you enjoy about being a designer?
When I was a designer, I really enjoyed the creative process. So that was, bringing ideas to life through software. I mean, I love making software. And as a product manager, which I have been the last, several years, I get to do the same thing, except of course it's now less involved in design and more involved in engineering, and actually, taking things, to market, actually shipping products rather than just the design aspect. So yeah, I think I like the same thing about designing and product management, which is, again, you're taking ideas through to real products that you ship to users.
I love that. 3 sentences. What drew you to want to build on the internet computer?
Okay, a blockchain that can host apps, entire apps on chain through the browser at web speed. That's point 1. And the next 2 were things that I just loved when I first heard them: service composability and irrevocable APIs.
Wow.
Those 2 things, I think, are really great, really attracted me to the IC.
3 other designers and builders, either in the IC ecosystem or not, you can choose elsewhere if you'd like, that you pay attention to.
I would say that, well, I haven't listed designers specifically because I don't know the teams that well, but I would say the projects that I follow most are OpenChat. I think OpenChat team have got their finger on the pulse and are really, thought leaders in this space. Mod Club, because we've worked with Mod Club where we're going to use them for content moderation, and so I really like what they're doing. And then I would say the other builders in the space that I have a connection with is Jordan. So Jordan was one of the first people that I spoke to in this space. Like 15 months ago, I came across him on Twitter and I booked his Calendly and we spoke. And when we spoke, there was literally a handful of teams building on the IC. And then wow. the other person is Hazel, because again, Hazel was very early. I spoke to Hazel for the first time more than a year ago, and she's been really helpful and giving us guidance and stuff like that. And in the beginning, not so much now, because she's, I suppose, getting more, it's getting more, not professional, but more production quality. But in the beginning, Hazel was just like pumping out stuff. Like every few days, it'd be a, hey, I built this. Hey, I built this. So I would say there's 4 teams or people that I follow closely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and I follow 3 of those 4, and I would encourage those who are listening in to do the same. They're all doing amazing stuff. So why build a blogging platform?
As far as I know, it's the first time it's possible to build a blogging platform entirely on a single chain. So I know there's at least one other blocking platform, Web3 blocking platform, but it's split between Ethereum, Airweave, and AWS actually for the front end. So really, it's the first time it's possible. So that's one reason. And of course, what does that actually mean? So it's on the blockchain, and that is really well because of the capabilities that Web3 provides over Web2 that are just not possible in Web2, such as fairer monetization, better ownership, censorship resistance, etc., like stuff like that. So there's capabilities of Web3 that are not possible in Web2. And when the IC came, as far as I'm aware, it was the first time it's possible to do it.
I love it. I can't wait to use it. You say blockchain is the next major iteration of software. How will it be better? How will it make things better?
Well, the definition that I like, and I meant to look it up before the call, but I saw it shared by Chris Dixon, but I'm not sure I don't think he came up with it, but and when I saw it, my reply was, that this is Web3 in 6 words, and it's Web 1 equals read, Web 2 equals read write, Web 3 equals read write own. So it's good, that last piece, that ownership piece, right? And I think the way the blockchain works, it enables a bunch of things for the users to actually own the platform, and I think that's what attracted me to this.
I love it. What else might or will Anikind build?
Well, at the moment we're completely focused on Nuance. But we have a fantastic team. We've kind of recruited Web2 engineers and effectively paid them to learn on the job to become Web3 engineers. And I've written here that we have a fantastic team who could build anything. So we're focused on blogging right now, and for this foreseeable future, that's where we will focus. But yeah, we've got a fantastic team. We could really build anything.
I dig it. Anything's possible. One thing you do for fun and one thing you do to rest and refuel, especially like you said, now that the weather's getting better.
Well, I suppose it's I have two sons, a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. He turned 3 2 days ago. A 3-year-old and an 8-year-old. And yeah, we go skateboarding along the beach, the promenade here in the Netherlands. And for rest and refueling, I just like to read and go on vacations and just hang out with the family and go for walks in the woods or the beach or whatever.
I love it. I love it. Last question: who else do we need to invite onto DeCentrafy?
Okay, I've got a list of 4, and I'm not sure. I don't think you've interviewed these before. So Michael from Psychedelic. So I don't know if you know him, but he's great to have a conversation with. I've had many conversations with him, he's great to talk about Web3 really. I would say Raheel from Mod Club. So Raheel is the founder of Mod Club. He's really interesting to talk to, and he's building some cool stuff. Lydia from Definity SZ is a fantastic voice for the IC, and then Sakoma from ICPad. He has some deep knowledge on what we could all be building. So yeah, Michael from Psychedelic, Raheel from Mod Club, Lydia from Definity SZ, and Sakoma from ICPad, I would say.
I love it. I will do my best to do that. And if I can't get a hold of them, I may reach back out and see if you can help connect me. But
yeah, I can definitely connect with them. Yeah.
I would love it. It has been a joy to talk with you today, Nick. Thanks so much for being willing to join us. And any last words you want to throw out there for folks just to encourage them as they're looking at what Nuance is doing and even what the IC can do?
I would just say, if you're involved in software in any way, Web3 is the place to be. It's very exciting, and it is really about returning the internet to its roots of community ownership and decentralization. So come join us.
That's right. I agree. Well, thanks again, man. Thanks for being on the show with us, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.